Hi guys, and welcome to episode 20 of Saving Schalke. We're here in our fixtures in the Champions League quarter-finals. I'm going to show you both the first leg and the second leg against Porto. But if you do enjoy, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Check our Instagram in the description below as well. But since last episode where we played Mönchengladbach, we've only played 2 games. One against Cologne where we won 5-1. And Hanover where we won 2-1 away from home. We're going into this game with a few injuries, however, and suspensions. As you can see, Mariba has got a suspension and Demir is currently injured and realistically shouldn't be playing him. So we're going into this away leg against Porto with Georgie in goal, Wagnerman at right back, Kevin, William Saliba, Rugari, Blanco, Scott, Sidi Sane, Cunha, Harvey Elliott and Sesko up top. On about Ransford Jeboa as well, he came to me and sort of complained with the amount of game time that I was actually giving him, even though I felt personally that I was giving him enough game time since he came to me that first time. So I've just promised him a bit more game time, so I'll be playing him in the league fixtures, but I feel like the Champions League is too big of a competition to not play Sesko, but obviously by playing this fixture against Porto it will ultimately mean that we would have played all 3 big Portuguese sides in the run-in in the Champions League run-in, because we played Benfica in the group stage, Sporting in the last round and ultimately Porto now. They've got a few good players here. They've got Ginter, this Francisco, fantastic player. He's actually the son of the manager. Julian Draxler, Tony Martinez, ex-West Ham player, Daka. They've got a strong side. Would hope to beat them over the course of 2 legs, but you genuinely just don't know. And the winner of this quarter-final will be playing PSG or Liverpool, if I remember rightly. So let's hope we can get to play the big sides later on in the tournament. But we're on a fine run of form with 5 wins from 5 games. So let's just see how we get on against Porto today. Rugari with the free kick has a shot and it causes Costa to save. Sesko picks up the seconds, tries to cut it back, but it doesn't fall to one of our man. But Scott's going to win this ball here. We're playing it in our lovely 3rd kit today. So let's hope we can get that victory by playing this beautiful red kit. Sane wins the header, but it's just over the bar. So it stays 0-0 after 15 minutes. It's been quite an even game so far. As you can see in another quarter-final, Chelsea are currently beating Lyon 2-1 at home. But yes, let's hope we can beat Porto. Rugari with the free kick here, plays it forwards, Sesko, and he finishes to make it 1-0 to Schalke just before the half an hour mark. I thought it was a poor free kick in from Rugari, but their defender Martinez just sort of like fluffs his lines clearing and sort of kicks it against Sesko, and he slides it past the goalkeeper at the near post to make it 1-0. Free kick here right by our byline with Saliba going to take. Tries to play it short to Kevin, but he messes up and Tony Martinez smashes the ball across against the bar. So we're quite lucky there. Poor mistake by William Saliba at the back. Elliott with the free kick here. Plays towards Saliba, but he just heads over the bar to keep it at 1-0 to Schalke. Sane here with the corner with 5 minutes to go of the first half. Kevin wins a header, but it's just wide of the post. It's been quite an even game in some respects, in terms of chances that we've seen. However, the shots overall we've been dominant, and realistically on looking at XG as well, we deserve to be ahead, but they've got an attack here with Baker forward to their man, back to Baker, into Drexler, tries to turn and he puts it just past the post. Following that, we've got a goal kick here from Georgie into Saliba, playing it round in between our defence and midfield, and find a perfect gap for Cunha to play a ball over to Sesko, who's going to slot it past the keeper but hits the post and they clear their lines. So once again, unfortunate from Sesko there. Tony Martinez is going to look to break here and plays it back to their youngster, over the top for Tony Martinez, crosses the ball in and their shot is blocked. So going into half time, it looks like we're going to stay 1-0 up unless there's another highlight here, which there is. And Molina takes a throw in, back to their man, ball comes in and they win the header. So I actually jinxed that. So it's now 1-1. Porto have scored an all-important goal for them. Sort of throwing just came in, played back to their man. He puts a lovely ball in and their striker just wins it above. I don't know who that is. I think that could have been Scott in the middle, but Georgie didn't stand a chance saving that. So we are going into half time drawing 1-1. So I will say that I want to see something better, because we've just been on such good form, and let's hope we can continue that form with a victory here. Baker here up to their striker, the goal scorer, up towards a former Schalke man in Drexler, who slots it over to their striker, and Georgie makes a fantastic save to keep it at 1-1. But Drexler, a former Schalke man, played a fantastic ball over the top. Their corner is going to come in. They win the header, but Georgie is equal to that ball. Half an hour to go of the game. Harvey Elliott's going to come off. I didn't want to risk Demir in this sort of game after just coming back from injury, but I think we're going to need him to come on here. So I'll bring on Demir instead of Harvey Elliott. They've got a corner here. Ball comes in. Begin to look like he won the heading, but I think Kevin just beats him to it. They're going to pick up the seconds. Back to Francisco. Blanco intercepts their cross though, and we're going to look to counter here, but Cunha plays a sloppy ball towards Sesko and nothing comes of it, and they're keeping the ball here, playing it forward to Drexler. Forward to their goal scorer, takes it too wide, back to their central midfielder, over to his partner in that middle of the park. Draxler slots it through to their striker, and that is 2-1 Porto. However, it looks like it's going to VAR here. Could have crept fractionally offside. And the goal is actually disallowed. I thought he was onside when the ball was played from Draxler here, but yes, as you can see, his upper body is just offside, so we can count ourselves fortunate that we've not gone behind there. They've had a goal kick here played towards Tony Martinez, and they win the header, but Wagnerman picks up the seconds from the flick on, up to Sane, to Cunha, who once again plays a sloppy ball looking for Sesko, but they clear it only as far as Rugari, who looks to play down the line towards Demir but has no joy in that. Saliba with the ball up to Scott and loses it to Tony Martinez, and he plays in this striker, and Georgie, fantastic save once again to keep us in the game. Scott plays it up to Yusuf Demir on the left hand side here, driving forward with it, plenty of space in front of him. He's just going to keep on driving, look for the cross, but there is a block there and it goes out for a corner to us, which I believe Sidi Sane is heading over to take. Ball comes in, Kevin doesn't win it, they clear it, but it's only as far as Sidi Sane, who's going to look to put the ball in again, but wins a free kick. So I'm going to take off Marcus Cunha and bring on Michael Müller. Cunha hasn't actually played that well from what I have seen, and the same as Regari, so I'll bring on Kalulu at left back as well. Oh my god. Once again, I wasn't commentating because I thought it was a highlight because I was making some changes. However, I was proven wrong. So it was a missed header there by Kevin. Their striker plays a ball over to Francisco and he just hits it. And it hits the bar and goes into the back of the net to make it 2-1 to Porto on the night. Wagnerman with a free kick plays it over to Scott. Back to Blanco, back to Kevin. Up to Blanco once again, just keeping the ball into Scott. Blanco here, slots it through to Wagnerman. Gets the ball in. Demir, fantastic chance, but he puts it wide. However, the flag was up for offside. But realistically, we should be scoring that. And it's disappointing that we're still 2-1 behind. If you look at the stats, they've had more shots, but you look at our XG and realistically we should be scoring more than one goal. It's very frustrating. We might need to pull our socks up for the second leg. The way that it's going at the moment, we've just not turned up. Georgie's had a fantastic game in goal, currently on a 7.6, but then you look at the rest of the central players, the key to making those chances, and they're all in the 6.6, 6.5, so they've done nothing the whole game, and it's so disappointing that time's just ticking away here, and this is going to be our first defeat in a long time. I think it's our first defeat since that Bayern Munich defeat, so I'm not happy with the overall performance from the team. Realistically, we should be doing better against a side like Porto, and I will make sure that is known. But I'll come back for the second leg against Porto at home in the hope that we can play a lot better, because as you can see, we were disappointing in the collapse. We were 1-0 up for part of the game, held them for a long time, and ultimately we lost the game. But I'll play this Wolfsburg game off camera and then I'll bring you back for the next game. After the defeat to Porto in the Champions League first leg, we played Wolfsburg at home, scored an early goal from Kevin. However, Cunha got sending off in the 25th minute. Then it was all Wolfsburg for quite a while of the game, and then we scored 2 late-ish goals. And that has ultimately led to us qualifying for the Champions League next season. So if we don't win the Champions League this year, at least we're in it for next year. If we do beat Porto today, we will be playing against PSG. PSG beat Liverpool 5-4 on aggregate, and Salzburg beat Ajax 5-4 in aggregate as well. So the winners of Chelsea versus Lyon will go to play Salzburg in the semi-finals. So let's just head straight into the game against Porto. Being at home, realistically we want a better result than last time. This is a side that I'm going with: Georgie in goal, Wagnerman, Kevin, William Saliba, Regari, Mariba, Scott. I'm risking Demir here, even though he's not fully fit. Cunha, Sidi Sane, and then Sesko up top. I believe that they would come with near enough a full strength side like they did in the last game, with a few familiar faces to myself. They've even brought in Eric Bailly as well. So yes, they do have a very strong side. This Ivan Elison, we're going to have to keep an eye on, because he was the one who made the difference in the last game. So let's hope we can just get a victory in this game today and progress into the semi-finals of the Champions League. Costa with a goal kick 10 minutes in. Played up long. Tony Martinez wins the header back to their striker, but we intercept. Mariba here with Kevin playing a nice 1-2 there, and it's gone all the way back to Georgie in goal. Out to Saliba, up to Scott. Mariba plays a fantastic ball over to Sesko, who's going to chase. Eric Bailly plays it back to Costa, who hoofs it upfield straight to Tony Martinez, however, who's looking to break past our defensive line, and Canseo is trying to do that now by beating Regari, gets the ball in. They do not win the header, however, and Demir plays a lovely ball over the top for Sesko, but it looks like Ginter's going to get there first. Plays it out to Eric Bailly, up to Oliveira. And once again, ball over the top. We were caught out multiple times in the first leg, and they've made it 1-0 after 11.5 minutes. So Porto have gone 3-1 up on aggregate. Not the start that we wanted for this game. Bailly plays it into their central midfielder. Francisco just plays a fantastic ball over the top of Kevin, and he's one-on-one with the keeper and slots it past him to make it that 1-0 to Porto here. Georgie with the goal kick plays out to Wagnerman. We need to make a change and score a goal sooner rather than later, so Demir picks it up. Back to Wagnerman, who looks forward to Demir once again. Back to Mariba. If we want any chance of winning this, like I was saying, we need to score a goal sooner rather than later. And the ball went over towards Sesko, but he wasn't paying attention really. And Bay plays it back to their goalkeeper, who hoofs it upfield. And we've now got it with Regari, who plays over the top to Cunha. And it looks like we could have a penalty here. The referee has given a foul, and it looks like it's in the area as well. Cunha looked like he had taken a touch past Eric Bailly. It's going to VAR just to double check, and a penalty is awarded. It looks like Matheus Cunha is going to step up after being fouled and take it. The last penalty that we had was actually missed by Mark Noble to Cunha, and he slots it home to make it 1-1 on the night and 3-2 to Porto on aggregate. So I'm quite glad that we got that goal for an instant comeback. Cunha just slots it past goalkeeper, no chance for the goalkeeper in saving that. Thrown right in the corner for Porto here, into their central midfielder, back to their right back, who slots it up to Canseo. Seao, I think it's pronounced. But Mariba comes in with a fantastic crunching challenge, but it's only fallen to their central midfielder. Back to Baker, their fullback. Up forward, Georgie looked like he was in no man's land, but it's deflected off Kevin, and Georgie claims. Demir with a free kick here, but it goes straight through to Costa in goal. He will look to play it upfield for Porto and get them on the counter-attack, which he does. Wagnerman wins the header and plays it back to Georgie, who hoofs it upfield. Sesko's going to challenge here, heads it through to Sidi Sane, cuts it back to Sesko, and it hits the bar and Ginter clears. That was so unlucky there. I thought we were surely going to score, but their keeper makes a fantastic save and Ginter clears it out for a corner. That corner comes in, but Baker clears easily. Costa's got a free kick here and he plays it long. Demir wins the header straight to Cunha. Ball over the top, looking for Sidi Sane, but just runs straight through to Costa once again. We're overhitting every ball over the top, and it's just falling straight to Costa, who plays it long. Kevin wins the header, plays it out to Regari. Saliba here, up to Scott, up to Cunha. Plays that ball through to Demir. One-on-one with the keeper. Takes it far too wide though, and it's a poor effort from Demir. You would hope to see something better from him. But at the moment, it's still 1-1. Time is just ticking away. Just over 5 minutes to go until half time. You do look at the XG and we are dominant. However, we did have that penalty which boosts the XG quite considerably. 3 minutes of additional time. Cunha has taken a knock as well. It was just a tight groin. I'm hoping that he can continue into the second half, as he's made a difference so far by scoring that goal. I want to come out and win this game, so I'm telling them that I've got faith in them. However, 45 minutes to go, we're still 1 goal behind. But this could all change here with Rugari. Corner comes in, Kevin wins a header and it's just over the bar. So unlucky there. Corner here with Sidi Sane, an hour gone. Kevin wins a header, falls to Sesko at the back stick, nods it back to Mariba and he has an effort but it's blocked. And they clear it up to Wagnerman, who's just slowly driving forward with it. Hopefully he's going to get a good cross in here, which he does. Sesko wins a header and it's just over the bar. And on that note, I'm going to make a few changes. Demir hasn't really looked himself, so I'm going to bring on Harvey Elliott to see if he can make a difference here. Kevin is tiring, but he's had a fantastic game so far, so I'm going to look to keep him on. So this is the only change that I'm going to make so far, with half an hour to go. Corner here with Rugari. Kevin wins a header. Sesko at the back post and he taps it in to make it 2-1 to Schalke on the night. 3-3 on aggregate. So this is a fantastic tie so far. It was a fantastic corner, well worked corner. We always aim for that front post for Kevin. He wins the flick on and Sesko unmarked and just taps it into the empty net to make it 2-1 to Schalke on the night. 3-3 on aggregate. Costa with a goal kick for Porto here, plays it long. Rugari wins a header though. Sesko on the ball, slots it through to Cunha. Is this going to be the goal? And it is! So we are 3-1 up in the tie now, ultimately leading 4-3 on aggregate. So it looks like, as it stands, we will be going through to play PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League. But Costa is well out of goal here, taking this free kick. Poor free kick as well. Rugari flicks it to Sesko, through to Cunha, and slots it just underneath Costa. It looks like he'd got a touch to it though, but we are ultimately winning 3-1 on the night. 5 minutes or so to go. I'm going to bring off Cunha because of that injury that he picked up earlier and bring on Michael Müller. Also, Kevin is shattered, so I'm going to bring on Malik in that right centre-back position. Wagnerman with a throw-in into Michael Müller, back to Wagnerman here. So that was into Mariba, back to Georgie who plays it long, but ultimately it's a poor ball and we lose it here. They play it back to their centre-back who tries to play it over the top, but Rugari wins the header up to Sidi Sane, plays the ball over the top to Sesko, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he finishes it. But it looks like it could go to VAR here. And they're all calling for Sesko to be offside. So VAR's decision will be a disallowed goal, which I ultimately thought it was going to be. Disappointing for him to be offside. As you can see, when this ball is played, both of I think that's Michael Müller and Sesko are both offside. Time's just ticking away here. It's the 95th minute of the 5 additional times, and that is full time. We are through to the Champions League semi-final to play PSG. That was a fantastic comeback. I thought we weren't going to win that game, especially being 1-0 down early on after the 12th minute. We had to pull it back by 2 goals. Ultimately, we pulled 3 goals back to secure the victory. Nice bit of cash going into the club as well. There we are, we're playing PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League. If we look at the finances of the club, we have currently got 19 million in the bank. Also, we've got a transfer budget secured for next season of 35 million. If we go to the debts, we're still in 175 million pounds worth of debts. So it's something that we need to look at coming into this next season. But for the next episode, we'll play the big boys. We'll play PSG in both legs. We've also got a game in the Portugal just beforehand, but we'll come back for the Champions League semi-finals, the away leg and the home leg against Paris Saint-Germain. So I look forward to seeing you in that episode, guys. But if you have enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys.